sit down. I can't even sit down. I can't even sit down, bro. I'm gonna sit down anyway, though.
What the fuck is wrong with you niggas?
This movie was so damn good. Let me put that down because that is sharp. Okay, let me chill out. Boys, welcome back to another video. I gotta burn off this energy somewhere, somehow. You feel me? What does that mean? What does that mean, Simba? What are you talking about? Real review, real review, real review, real review, real review. As I am just getting out. Ow! Okay, that actually hurt. Oh my gosh. Today, we are going to be talking about Thunderbolts. Released May 2nd, 2025. God, damn, a gassy boy today. Directed by Jake Schreier. I apologize if I mispronounced the name, but you know what I'm saying? You did a good job. You deserve to have it pronounced correctly, so that's on me. Before I say anything else about this movie, I'm gonna throw up the quick spoiler warning, you feel me? For anyone who has not seen Thunderbolts in its entirety yet and does not want to be spoiled, as I will be talking about this movie in some detail, I suggest you click off the video, watch the movie, come back. It'll be here for you. If you don't care, you don't care. We welcome you anyway, you know what I'm saying? I enjoyed the heck out this movie, bruh. From start to finish, I was locked, bruh. I was sitting there with a stupid ass face. I was like, now starting off with this intro. I've said it before, I'm gonna say it again. When the studio stays grounded, when we stay street level, I'm telling you, they don't miss. And if they do, it's very rare. We do start off with some pretty great directing, great acting, great filming, great shooting, cinematography, all of that jazz. Off the rip, we're post-blip, right? 2028 in the MCU. I think that math makes sense. We're gonna say that 2028. We start off with Yelena, played by my baby. You know what I'm saying? Woman I profess my love to. I haven't yet, but if I get the chance, you know what I'm saying? What the fuck is wrong? Cut that. I'm not even including that. Yelena, played by Florence Pugh. I guess after she lost Natasha again, she's now been doing black ops work, I want to say. So she's tasked with, I believe, destroying evidence in this lab that belongs to Oscorp. They name dropped Oscorp pretty damn quick into this movie, let me tell you. When she gets into this building, bro, come on, man. Come on, man. We start off with a long shot fight scene, bruh. Putting hands and feet on these security guards, who I'm sure they was doing their job, you know what I'm saying? But she gotta do what she gotta do, you feel me? Fantastic fight scene right here. We getting action this soon into the movie, though, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a great sign, you know what I'm saying? That's a great sign. I'm gonna stop saying, you know what I'm saying, at some point. Give me a break. I'm very excited this video, you know what I'm saying? Jesus Christ. Okay, now they do give us a bit more of a hint into what the real conflict of this movie is going to be. We find out that Valentina, from the end of Falcon and Winter Soldier, who hired US agent or Walker, she's back in this game, I guess. She's been running the CIA, but she also has this thing called Ox, and she's under fire right now. She's trying to tie up all these loose ends. That's why she has Yelena destroying all this evidence and stuff, because it's evidence against her. What I mean by the actual conflict here, one of the scientists in the lab tells Yelena that you shouldn't be doing this, and look at Valentina. Valentina's the bad guy here. Yelena doesn't care. She's just trying to do her job, you know what I'm saying? So, in doing her job, she does blow up the lab, naturally, you know what I'm saying? The next scene is her basically linking up again with Alexei, who we also saw in the Black Widow movie, played by David Arbor. Love him. He's so damn funny in this movie. Oh my gosh. He was killing his role, man. But yeah, I guess Yelena is having some type of crisis right now. She doesn't feel satisfied with what she's doing. All she really is doing is just working as a black ops agent and stuff, and she just doesn't feel like that's right for her no more. So she talks to Alexei about it. Alexei tells her, hey, the most satisfied I ever felt in my life was when I was serving my country. Gratification I got from helping civilians and stuff, and you know, working for the greater good. Yelena does then tell Valentina that she kind of is over this black ops stuff, and she, you know what I'm saying, she's ready to start working for the better of people, for the better of man, you know what I'm saying? She's trying to turn a new leaf. Can't get mad at someone trying to change their character. That's what we all here for. To be kind to one another. I'm sorry, bro. I love Sinners so much, bro. I can't. Valentina says, fine, I'll hook you up, but you gotta do this one last thing for me. We cut to this vault she has somewhere in Utah, I think. She tells Yelena that someone's planning to rob me. She sent Yelena to stop her. We find out that the person Yelena is supposed to take down or take out, whatever you want to call it, is actually Ghost from Ant-Man and the Wasp. We literally have not seen this character since 2018, and that is shameful. I hate the fact she was introduced into the MCU in this dog shit sequel. First of all, ooh, she's so bad, bro. She is a gorgeous woman. This mid-ass sequel they introduced her in, Ant-Man and the Wasp, still pissed off about that introduction because she dead-ass disappeared until now. I'm glad she's back. You know what I'm saying? Back and better. Back and better? Is that a thing? Is that a phrase? She's back and she's better? Back and I'm better. I feel like I've heard Bryson Tiller say that before, so I'm gonna go with it. So she follows a ghost in who is known as Ava, I believe. And when she gets inside there, you know what I'm saying? Realizes that there's a whole bunch of research stuff and whatnot, including this thing they call the Sentry Project. Now she's looking through this stuff, kind of like lost track of Ghost here. She hears that, and this nigga John Walker is ready to up that fire on her. He actually starts shooting at her. Turns out Valentina sent Walker here to kill Yelena, and then she sent Yelena to kill Ghost. And as Yelena and Walker are fighting, in comes Taskmaster, who we also haven't seen in a couple of years. Taskmaster was sent here to kill Walker, and then Ghost was sent here by Valentina to kill Taskmaster. You gotta see what I'm putting together here. They were all sent to kill each other by Valentina, and in the ensuing fight that happens between the four of them, unfortunately Taskmaster is killed quite abruptly, I might add, by Ghost, who just puts one straight between the eyes. No joke, that's the end of, like, she's dead. She does not come back. I was waiting for her to come back the whole movie. She doesn't do it. She's dead. Hate to break it to y'all. But also what happens here is Bob stumbles out of nowhere. Apparently he was in one of the boxes they knocked over and it like woke him up or something. He's freaking out because he just watched someone get killed right in front of him, and he's a normal ass dude. Air quotes around that, of course. And then of course Walker, Yelena, and Ghost put it together that they were sent to kill each other, most likely by Valentina trying to, you know, clean up loose ends. And then the doors close on them. They've been led into a trap. Regardless if they killed each other or not, they were not going to make it out of that room because it is a huge incinerator. They do manage to escape the room using Ghost powers. They do have to break the sound barrier because apparently Ghost can't really use her powers if there's like some huge amplifier, some bullshit just messes her hearing up. I'm assuming that has to do with her equilibrium. They decide then that we're gonna have to work together to get out of here alive. As they are trying to get out of here, I like how quickly they grow close together, because they do have to truly rely on each other to make it out of here, whether that be Yelena's smarts, Walker, he's strong. I guess that really is all he had to contribute here so far. Ghost also didn't have too much at this point, but you know what I'm saying, again, they're working well together with what they have. Even Bob is putting in some effort. He's being quick on his feet. He's improvising a little bit, all that jazz. Valentina does catch wind of them making it out of the incinerator, so she does decide to make sure this gets settled, because at the same time Valentina is also being investigated by the US Senate for her work that she's done with Ox, which also happens to be human experimentation, hence the Sentry Project, where she's trying to build a superhero, essentially. Little does she know, it worked on Bob. He's the one subject that didn't die. So Valentina, again, she does pull this strike force together. At this point, she doesn't want them killed because she realizes what Bob is. Yelena, Walker, and Ghost start fighting with the strike force, whatever. Interesting thing about Bob right here, right? We see a little bit of his abilities. Whenever he touches someone, it's kind of like he brings them to this dark corner of their mind and essentially shows them some of their like worst fears. I think that's what it is. Just for lack of a better word, it's depression. He kind of brings the depression out in people, right? And it's strong. It's very powerful, I'm assuming, from how it affected Yelena, who's already going through shit, how it affected Walker, who's been going through shit apparently since what happened in Falcon and Winter Soldier. I do not believe we saw Ava's dark secret or whatnot, or even Alexi's. That's the gist of what he can do right now. It was cool, I guess. I like that, you know, we get an early sense Bob is not a normal person. If we're gonna be honest though, we knew he was Sentry from the trailer, so at least I knew. I think it works for the people that might not know, so I think that was pretty cool. They do manage to make it out and slip out under the cover of or disguise of the strike team's uniforms that they did take off of the other soldiers they fought already. Ghost managed to slip out and get them a car, but they can't really get out because there is a checkpoint. Bob really just wants to help. He's already feeling of down about himself because he thinks he's holding everyone back, which was actually sad. He quite literally said, I think everyone would be better off if I just stay put. You can tell he's just been through some shit and he just has no self-esteem, but he does decide that he's just gonna cause a distraction so that way these three can't escape. So in doing so, he grabs a gun, starts shooting into the air, draws everyone's attention to him. They blick this nigga down immediately, like no hesitation. They started, how do I make a gun noise, bro? But Bob actually doesn't die here. He gets back up, and that's when we realize this is not a normal person. Bob actually tries to fly away, but he doesn't know how to fly. So when he goes all the way up into the damn stratosphere, passes out because he can't breathe up there, I'm assuming, and plummets like a goddamn comet, essentially knocking himself out. Ava, Walker, and Yelena do get away as they're walking through the desert, trying to figure out some way of getting home because they do feel the need to be on the run at this point because, again, Valentina is trying to kill them. Alexi, shout out Alexi, he's a real nigga here. Alexi does find him in the desert of Utah, Oklahoma, whatever. And as they are driving away with Alexi, they are followed by a convoy. This was cool because when the convoy pulls up, you know who else pulls up? My boy Bucky Barnes, played by Sebastian Stan. And by Bucky Barnes, I mean the Winter Soldier here because he came out in full assassin fashion. He was just a congressman maybe 20 minutes ago. He is also working with the government to overthrow or impeach Valentina as well. So an attempt to bring solid evidence against her in. He does help these four get away from the convoy by blowing them the fuck up. He was ore farming in this scene. Let me say this. He was ore farming like hell. For the last truck in the convoy, I don't think he had to do this, but he did anyway. He's riding his motorcycle, right? He's going pretty damn fast on his motorcycle, let me tell you. So he gets right up to this last truck. The dude inside the truck rolls the window down, points a shotgun outside the window. Bucky grabs the shotgun out the dude's hands, flips in one hand, drives up a little bit further, shoots at the tow line or tow cable on the truck instead of shooting the tire out like I feel like anyone else would. As the cable slacks behind the truck here, Bucky slows down, grabs the cable, wraps it around his metal arm, right? He wraps it around and he punches the ground with it. And when he does, the truck stops dead and flips. Again, not necessary, but it was for the aura point, so I get it. You know what I'm saying? It did remind me though of his ultimate from Marvel Rivals though. You know what I'm saying? The armed and dangerous. I'm telling you, it was the same move. He does stop the convoy nonetheless, but again, he needs the evidence, right? Only real evidence he has against Valentina right now is the four people that got away. So he then turns on the no joke limo that Alexi pulled up in to drive off. He shoots one of them discs, blows up the back of the limo. Next thing you know, these four are tied up in some type of warehouse awaiting a plane that Bucky has set up for them so he can take them in and have them testify against Valentina. They do try to tell Bucky, hey, we are not the bad guys here. We know Valentina's not a good person, but we got to get away from her. You know what I'm saying? She's trying to kill us. And actually, Yelena, more than anything really, she's worried about Bob and she doesn't trust Valentina with Bob. But she tells Bucky, like, Bob, he's not a normal dude. She did something to him, turned him into something he's not supposed to be. He might be dangerous. So Bucky's like, you know what? Whatever. Let me go do this, but y'all are coming with me. Brings them all the way to New York, where Valentina's now moved into the Avengers Tower, which is crazy of all places. And I think this is where the intro ends. But if I hadn't said it before, the intro was very solid. Now I'm going to talk about a couple things that I did enjoy in this movie. Now starting off with some more and more action shots we get here. I thought the action was so damn good here. Now granted, we get a fight scene with all of the Thunderbolts fighting here. As they're fighting into the tower that Valentina's in, out of nowhere, Valentina over the intercom is like, can y'all stop? I'm gonna let y'all come in. Just go up the elevator. I thought that was kind of funny, but I hate the fact that we didn't get to finish the fight scene because these 5 people was kicking ass. Bucky's getting into it, bruh. Walker's getting into it. He's kicking some ass. Alexi's kicking some ass. Ava's kicking some ass. Of course, Yelena's over there. My baby doing her thing. You know what I'm my fault. It is cut short. It's in a funny enough way where I don't really care, so hey. Now, I also do love the characters here. The main cast, of course, is fantastic. Side cast is okay. I don't really, you know what I'm saying? Again, Florence Pugh as Yelena's, she kicked ass in this role. I'm not gonna lie, Walker is growing on me a little bit. I did not like him. David Arbor as Alexi, he was actually cracking me the hell up. Of course, Ava as Ghost. Bob is my nigga. Let me tell you that right now. Bob is my nigga, bro. I'm be honest, Bob. You feel me? You feel that right there? That's us. You feel? Not fault. Let me chill out. Of course, Sebastian Stan. Like, who doesn't love Sebastian Stan? Now, the writing I also do like a lot here. Granted, there's maybe 2-3 scenes where I was like, it's kind of wonky, but hey, whatever. To be fair, I forgot about him, so hey. I also like the camera work a lot. It's very easy to read. Like, I don't get distracted too much. I'll be honest, there is a couple scenes that are cut awkwardly. Other than that, I don't think there's a single issue with the actual shooting, like the film work or the camera work, I should say. I also love the sound design, and the score here is very good as well. I love Queen, so when I heard Under Pressure at the end of the movie, it tickled my fancy. Let me tell you that. What the fuck? This is gonna be something I'll talk at the end of the movie here, but Florence Pugh gave such a fantastic performance. Her acting showed off very well. I loved every second of Yelena in this movie. So shout out Florence Pugh, bro. I've never not been a fan of her though. Midsummer, she was fantastic. I didn't watch that movie with Andrew Garfield because I'm not gonna lie, that was a bit too sad, and I did not want to cry when it came out. You know what I'm saying? And she young. She gonna be making money for decades. You feel me? She gonna be making bread. She gonna making that money. Now we're gonna talk about the ending here real quick, just to wrap this up. The ending is very interesting. When they do get to New York, right? Of course, they already know Bob is this Sentry project, but what they don't know is Valentina is trying to turn him into Earth's mightiest hero. She dyed his hair. That was kind of weird. I don't know why she dyed his hair blonde. She gives him this suit. She's been training him, I guess, so he knows how to really use his powers now. He's a unit. Let me tell you, Sentry's a unit. Sentry has a god complex though, so that doesn't work in Valentina's favor. So she has built some type of like remote off switch, I guess. I think it's supposed to kill him. When the switch goes off, right, it looks like he's died. What happens next is his body turns pitch black, and I mean, you can't make out his face. All you can see are the irises in his eyes. This is the Void, or Dark Sentry, which is, I guess, an alter ego or like split personality of Bob's. Bob explains that he has some good days, but he has a lot of dark days where I guess his depression takes over. I think Void is like a metaphysical representation of Bob's depression. We find out he has a shit childhood where he was beat on, him and his mom's, I guess. I'm sure there's more, we don't really see it. As Void here is literally turning people into shadows. Yelena, instead of running away like everyone else does, she decides to go straight into the shadows. She of course turns into a shadow, but this doesn't kill her. This transports her and everyone else basically into this alternate universe where you're just going through your darkest memories over and over again. There's no death. I don't think you can even be injured in this world. It feels real, I'm assuming. We see Yelena as a young girl. Her first worst memory that she still remembers to this day, I guess, is where she was tested into luring one of her classmates to be killed as a young girl. That was sad. Everyone's got these own rooms, right? Yelena's, we go through a couple of hers. This is one of her dark memories where she's actually passed out drunk. And then we find Bob. Bob is holed up. He said he's finally found a good memory or a good room. It's safe for him, I guess. We see a young or a kid Bob, I'm assuming, trying to break up a fight between his mom and dad. And that's just, jeez, man. Yelena has come here because she wants to talk some sense into Bob. But Bob tells Yelena it's not him. He's not doing this. This is kind of like his dark side. The other Thunderbolts who remained outside, they say screw it. You know, maybe she's not dead. So they all jump in there too. Yelena says we should go to your worst memory because I feel like that's the way out. His worst memory is when he first turned into Void, and he's fighting against himself in a sense here. Bob against the Void. Why I think it's an interesting way to end this movie, when he's first going crazy, right, as Void, and he's sending people to the Shadow Realm, that's really the worst of it that it gets there. When we go inside his dark, depressed state, or whatever, his depressed mind, whatever you want to call it, and he's fighting against himself, Bob starts beating the shit out of Void here. But I guess that's his whole plan. He wants him to be as bad as he thinks he is. Like the Void being as depressed as he is, he's trying to tell him you're all alone. No one wants you. No one cares about you. Yelena's trying to tell him like, no, we're here for you, all that jazz. And it's a very nice scene here where the Thunderbolts really, they try to pull Bob off the Void here instead of having him kill him, I guess. And in doing so, that actually does stop the Void. I guess Bob's not depressed anymore. It's weird. It's a weird, but I honestly, I think it was okay ending. I liked it. Everyone comes back because again, they didn't die. They were just sent to the Shadow Realm thing. It was like an internal battle between Bob was brought to the actual world, but then they solved it inside his head. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I mean. Like it's an interesting way to end the movie. The last 5 minutes here, I think, were very crucial for the upcoming films in the MCU. Valentina does spin this off, even though she started all this bullshit, saying that she's actually created a new superhero team. So the city of New York should thank these people. And by these people, she means the new Avengers. This is why Thunderbolts in the title has the asterisk next to it. We do get 2 credit scenes here. We get one, which is a bit of a joke thing. Alexi early in the movie did mention that this is a team that they put on a Wheaties box. In the mid-credit scene, we do see Alexei in a grocery store, damn near harassing this woman in front of the cereal because we see the Wheaties box there with the new Avengers on it, and he's trying to tell her like, hey, you should get this, you know what I'm saying? You should get this. She's so uncomfortable around him. She takes the box out of pity. She doesn't even put it in her cart. She just puts it down and walks away. Now the post-credit scene here. This is actually important for what they're trying to build in the MCU now. 14 months later, the new Avengers doesn't seem to be going all that well for them. Matter of fact, it doesn't seem like much has changed, except for like some of them have new outfits. Walker, for some reason, now is wearing a beret. I don't know why that was the choice. His shield is still bent. I don't know why he's still rocking it like that, but nonetheless, we actually find out here that, as you know, in the end of Captain America Brave New World, Sam is putting together a new Avengers. So there was some conflict here, being that the new Avengers are now being kind of sued by Sam Wilson's Avengers. He's filing for copyright for the name Avengers. So yeah, they kind of like two groups, I guess, right now. That was funny, but what I think is actually important for the MCU here is they get an alert now in this new Avengers Tower, wherever they're at. They get an alert from outer space. We see a ship coming into Earth's atmosphere. Now, as we get closer to the ship turns, and on that ship is a big number 4. I don't want to jinx it, but I do believe Fantastic Four, which comes out July 25th this year, I believe the way that movie ends, the Fantastic Four, like the team, gets teleported into this universe. Most likely some kind of sacrifice in order to beat Galactus. The credits do stop after this point and the lights come back on. So that was the movie. Now we're just gonna give our final rankings of this movie, starting with the writing and story. I do like this writing, to be fair. The story is a bit iffy, but it's good. It's very good for me. I just think, again, there's like maybe a little bit tweaking that they could have done here. So it's just not gonna be a perfect score. That's all I'm saying here. So for the writing and story, I am going to give this a 8 out of 10, which is not bad. You know what I'm saying? Great story. Like the writing. Like the story a lot. Now on to the sound design and score. Both good in their respective rights. They're not as memorable. Sound design might be a bit better than the score here, really. The score only does so much here. I don't want to say it's bad, but it's not great. So for the sound design and score, I'm going to give a 7 out of 10. Which is above average. Can you be mad at that? I don't think so. And now on to the casting and acting. I do think the characters here were the bulk of the movie, of course, but the casting and acting, I think, goes a long way here as well. Because again, I love all the main cast here. It's still kind of sad that they did Taskmaster like that, but to be fair, I forgot about her 5 minutes after they literally incinerated her body in front of us. Other than that, Florence Pugh gave a hell of a performance here. I love David Harbour as well. And again, Wyatt Russell's grown on me as a U.S. agent. Sebastian Stan, come on. Ba was killing it. Of course, Ghost was cool. I love the fact we're really giving her a second shot in the MCU here, because I think she's such a dope-ass character. So, for the casting and acting, I'm going to give it a 8.5 out of 10. Now on to the cinematography. Again, the shots I liked a lot in this movie. I just don't think there's nothing spectacular, nothing that made me go wow with the visuals we're seeing. It's a beautiful movie. A lot of the CGI though is kind of like, it's not terrible, but it just caught my eye a bit more than I wish it had. That's post VFX stuff, so that doesn't really count. But for the cinematography, I'm gonna have to give it a 7.5 out of 10. I think that's very fair. Overall, for the movie Thunderbolts 2025, I'm going to give it a 8.5 out of 10. That feels right. You know what I'm saying? That feels very right. The movie was very good. Honestly, one of the best MCU movies we've gotten in such a long time. Can't wait for what else we have in store for this phase. Again, that was Thunderbolts. I appreciate y'all very much for tuning in. Next week, we are going to be watching Fight or Flight. I don't think I'm going to do a whole review for it, but maybe I'll throw up a quick review because I think it's a very interesting concept. But that's going to be it for me from here. I'm going to catch y'all in the next video. But without further ado, I'm going to bid y'all a good night, a better morning, all that ish, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. I'm out. God bless.